Hello everyone, are you back? Sorry for the problem there. Is it not working still? Okay. Can anybody hear me? You guys watching right now? What's up? Yeah, sorry, I was trying to figure something out with my stream. And, I failed to do that, so we're back. Stuff. Okay, that's good. Thank you for that. Just give me a second. Sorry, I just need a minute. Alright. Sorry about that, everyone. Just had some technical difficulties. Let's get back into mapping. Alright, so I was researching exactly what was going on in this era because it's very important for me to understand. There was a war between the Zhili clique and the Feng Tiang clique. It was the second one. These are supposed to be members of their own government. Second Zhili Feng Tiang War. Japanese-backed Feng Tiang clique, more liberal Zhili clique. Backed by Anglo-American business interests. Most significant in the Warlord era, the Beijing coup of Christian warlord Feng Shuiqiang overall defeat the Zhili. Yeah, so this is going to be very interesting to try to map out because something happens that directly messes everything up in regards to what usually would have been happening here. So it's going to be... The problem is that the Guomingjing were more like an army than a actual faction, but it's also worth noting that they were occupying all that. The Jin clique, Kumil Khanate, so what is going on here? Kumil Khanate, Jin clique, and then the Ma's controlled all this at some point? I need to figure that out. That's crazy. But this is the primary thing that we're looking at here. The Kuomintang clearly didn't have land of their own. They were supported by the New Guangxi clique. But I'm pretty sure that this was the primary base area, the Southern Revolutionary Base area. Whoever's doing those 100s, that's really interesting. There's two different Zhili... Oh my god. Two different Zhili cliques under two different leaders. Dear Lord. China history is a absolute mess. Oh well, we'll see. Let's see what goes on here. And then Tibet is Tibet. I don't think I'm going to ever go into that much detail about the shape of Tibet. However, what's going on here? Can't tell right now. Just quickly check this. No, not this. This is basically useless. No, this isn't the right one. I want Thing Tang. Or do I want Thing Tang? What is this? It's not showing me which one of these are in the key. No, it is up here. Qinghai? What does that mean? Qinghai Mongols? Yushu? Anyone know what this is? It's not listed anywhere. Alright. Let's just get to it then. We don't want the Nanjing Decade, we want the Fengtian Supremacy era. The KMT controlled all this stuff. So let's just, without getting this little area here, which we don't know what's going on, separate that out. And then we can say that this is the KMT with pretty... with fairly... We're fairly certain that this is the KMT. But now what was this? Guomingjun, yeah, and then the other one? The Zhili Clique. So this technically was also Guomingjun. What is this? Kuomintang again, and then this is Fengtian Clique. So this is when the Northern Expedition was going on. So I would need to try to figure out exactly what the borders are. However, for the the time frame that I'm probably looking into, I would want these areas to be controlled. And this is the thing. This is gonna be really difficult. Now I need to find a way to unselect everything here. Oh, that worked. That was not bad. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Oh, I'll have to call her back. Chinese history always is confusing. Yeah, kinda. But I believe that the Warlord era is one of the most confusing things because of the ramifications of the politics after all this happened. There's two different points of view, two different histories from two different governments claiming that they're the legitimate government of China. So, of course, it's going to be this scattered. Hey, Jin Clique, that's pretty nice. We could just say that the Jin Clique lives here. We're not even going to try to say that they're here, because I don't even know what the Jin Clique is. Jin Clique? And then over here, the Fengtian Clique from Kaiserreich fame. These are the people who wanted to control everything. We'll just take their colors here. We can always find something else to do. Look at this. There's 4 colors in this one, I think. That's crazy. Oops. Go to that. But we want Beijing though, because I'm pretty sure they controlled Beijing. Something interesting is that like the Japanese were just so fed up with the leader of the Fengtian Clique, they just killed him. They like found a way to assassinate him, they just did it. That was really interesting to learn. Note to self, don't work with the Imperial Japanese. Probably just good life tip in general. What's going on here? Sample all layers, contiguous. Okay, so this is already selected. Okay, no, now I'm just confused. Alright, there we go. There's a brush again. Gah. I think we want this area too. Problem is that like, even if I do my best to try to make it accurate, it won't be. It just won't be. The amount of conflicting reports regarding the exact nature of everything going on is just impossible to properly do. Okay, this doesn't look that bad though. This looks a little accurate. So we have that going for us. That's nice. Lord Boy wants chocolate milk, which is basically just all the time. I'm a big fan of chocolate milk. What did I just do? Gradients? What? How is everyone today? What have you all been up to? I'm just rapid selecting all these little stragglers because this patch is very useful, but the way that I do my selections and everything, it makes it difficult. That's good. Seems like I friendly fired a section here. That's fine. Something that I want to understand too, the Nanjing Decade. So technically speaking, they only control all that. The Xinjiang Sichuan clique. I'm pretty sure like all these warlords were one way or another aligned with them. Yunnan clique, yeah. This gives me Hoi 4 vibes. This is the new Guangxi clique, and then this is the Guangxi. Yeah, no, that's the new Guangxi. What's this? Guangdong. And that's KMT, okay. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Looks like we'll have to map out the Yunnan clique. Won't even bother with the Guizhou. It seems like they're one and the same. What? There. Okay. So this is Yunnan. It's I'll keep the border. That could actually be useful in the future. Something I do need to think about is like if they are just a warlord and they're a warlord, but they are aligned with another country, what would that look like? Probably gonna do internal borders matching the same. Nothing like this. Definitely nothing like this. Ma clique controlling all that. That's really interesting. And also true for all this. Definitely not going to have Xinjiang or Kamul. But this, what is this? Qinghai Mongols. Yeah, so this whole area is going to be Ma clique, even if it's not accurate to what's going on here. I heard that like the Ma, what the heck? The Ma clique or the Ma family still exists, and they like sue people who refer to what happened in history. So I'll just try to avoid that. I'm not going to have the Ma clique depicted, only all that, but they are going to control all these squigglies. It's a really interesting, and it's an interesting challenge trying to piece together everything from what I know I want from the series without spoiling it for people who are watching, and everything else that entails. So this, I want to say this is the Sichuan clique. I'm gonna take this color. Definitely gonna, I think I want to do a color pass on everything here. Let's take a look at what I had before, like my really rough one. That actually looks pretty accurate, besides the problematic Ma clique being that big. And then Tibet owning all that? What am I thinking? It's nice that this actually follows borders a lot more. It's a good patch. Definitely need to credit the guy who made this. It's interesting seeing how chaotic and how many lines there are, trying to even understand exactly what's going on here. Like for example this. The Guomingjun were like a splinter of the Zhili clique. And this is... So is it that the Zhili clique switched over to the KMT during the second Feintang Zhili War, and then after the Northern Expedition completed and the Feintang government flew the flags of the Nanjing government, that was the Nanjing decade? I'm pretty sure that's what I remember from the history. In that case, we need to give that to the KMT, I think. I don't even know how I'm going to animate this. This is going to be a real pain. KMT, select, deselect all the KMT, deselect all that. Wait. The Ma's did control that. That's confusing. Definitely going to... Where is the Asia patch here? Here. Wow, okay, yeah. I guess I was far more on the money than I realized. Because they just started marching up, and the time frame here is just a little different, so... For some reason I like doubt my own capability to properly research stuff, and it's kind of frustrating actually. Like, maybe I should just accept that I'm probably good at what I do. I don't know. Really wish I didn't make that streaming error. Now all my there's significantly less viewers. I'm considering doing a ping, but I want to yap. I want to talk. I want to interact with you all. So if you have any questions or ideas, suggestions, questions for things outside of just this map, let me know. The lakes are wrong here, so I'll have to figure that out too. Would it be a good idea to designate the Guominjun as their own thing? Because it demonstrates the fraction... Yeah, I might try to make a Guominjun map. Try to resolve it with the Ma Clique core territories. We'll see how it goes. If I could change one thing about Kaiserreich, what would it be? I think the American Civil War is really forced, and it heavily depends on a lot of like bias towards syndicalism. I haven't done anything in regards to trying to learn about what the what Kaiser Redux tries to do, but I think that they might be on to something with the way that they depicted everything. I just know that they have a different civil war than everyone else, or at least everyone Kaiserreich does. And not that is necessarily better, but I do think that there's a benefit to that. Like there's merit to alternative takes. I think they had Huey being a social democrat. It's kind of funny. I really like the fact that KR changed it so that Huey was a nat pop. I think that's a really good change, because he basically summarizes the entire ideology, and the attempt that the people made to like distance him from all that stuff is just like, no, I'd rather you just be upfront. You know what I mean? Like it feels like they obviously knew. This is a weird border. I think we're doing something like that. I'll have to figure this out. It just feels a lot more honest in the way that it's like, do you compromise the establishment? Then you go authoritarian democrat. That makes a lot of sense to me. Maybe I'll have the Guominjun only control these two provinces, because they tried doing a coup here and then they got expelled. So then we can do something like this. Josh okay, that looks better, and then I'll have to figure out if these have borders around here, but that seems to make sense too. Sichuan clique is aligned. All these southern cliques are aligned with KMT. I think the Guominjun were too, so then this is like all the progress up here. Let's take another look at the China patch here. Besides this being Guominzheng, that makes sense. And this is like the outbreak of the attempted coup. So then I could use the colors and then the information from this, and then when I start trying to map things out, then I can do that a little bit better. Could use these boundaries here, and yeah, okay. So that's nice. I think that did pretty well. I guess any questions about the scenario as a whole before I start going? I want to know what's going on here. Why is this map? Why is that so bad? What is this scenario? Maybe I can post a link later. I made a pilot episode of this. It's called German October. And the main point of divergence in German October is that instead of Hans von Seeckt, leader of the Red Army, deciding not to follow through with Trotsky's invitation to partition Poland between Weimar Germany and the Soviet Union, he does. He stages a border conflict, and then nobody agreed to that, and then there's a warlord era of Germany for like a year before the Soviets, after stabilizing Poland, marching into Germany. The Rhineland is made separate, the French marching to Baden-Württemberg. Bavaria was controlled by Mustache Man because that's when the beer hall putsch happened in real life, but this time it would have succeeded because the threat of the Soviets actually literally invading. But then after things stall, a social democratic coup happens there, and then they manage to survive. So there's a Bavaria, there's an Austria, who would be Italian-style government. Baden-Württemberg, which would be like maybe monarchist, and Rhineland, which would both be guaranteed by France. The Soviets, following the whole like nationalities within a communist state, are like, okay, here Germany, you're a Soviet republic now. And they actually did, when they occupied Danzig out of Poland, the Soviet troops raised German flags. So like there's evidence to support that the communications between Trotsky and Seeckt were actually true. So very interesting stuff. Why do I feel like this is going to be a Hoi 4 style Soviet civil war? What do I use to edit? I use Premiere to edit. I use Photoshop to make the assets, and I use After Effects to do the animations. So like the wars and like the moving lines, that's all After Effects. And I make everything separate layers in the Photoshop file for reasons that are used in After Effects. Why do I feel... wait, I didn't answer that, but I'll answer. The Baltics independent. Well, because they signed mutual treaties of friendship, of respecting their sovereignty as nations against the imperialist forces of the West, and then just occupied them when they could 10 years later. It was just because they had other things to do. And after they take Germany, and there's like a peace between the West, and be like, okay, we're not going to fight anymore, this is how it is. There's no way in hell they're going to just immediately go into there, because then they'll just defend them and then destroy them. So like this is a very tenuous, hard peace. But the longer that the peace lasts, the Soviets get to use all the industries from the western bank of the Rhine, which I don't know if is actually properly mapped out right now, and Silesia. Not to mention all the industrial, like, mental capabilities, and start industrializing the rest of the Union. yeah, so this just gets me more hyped for the whole scenario. And then, yes, something happens in China that I will not tell you because I'm actually pretty excited about revealing the little spoiler. But yeah, so it's been an hour since I started streaming. I'll try to get that other part back up on public soon so that you guys can watch both of them. But yeah, I will, hold on, I'll quickly grab a link to German October so that you guys can see it. I published it on May Day. Okay, it looks like Lord Girl might need me, so thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you have a good one. Oh, wait. Will you need Lithuania in this scenario to prevent them from conquering? Yes. Yeah, okay. Goodbye, everyone. Have a good one.